What is the most interesting thing within 10ft/3m of you? I feel kinda bad because my kid is sitting with me and I thought the can of Pringles was more interesting. Right now, the Pringles are winning because the kid just announced he has to pee. Well, my remote control is a Harry Potter wand. You need to wave it in certain motions to do things. That's kind of interesting. Edit. A galleon for my observation? Thank you YouthUit33. A computer with an internet connection. Literally all the knowledge of mankind at my disposal and tabbing between Reddit and cat videos. Edit. Many thanks to YouthUit33 for his generous donation throughout this thread. A teenage boy laying on the floor letting our chocolate lab puppy lick chapstick off of his forehead. Myself. Oh yeah. My son. He's actually my nephew. But I've been raising him since he was 18 months old. As far as I'm concerned. He's mine though. He's damned interesting. When he was 9. He raised over $1,000 for Movember by wearing a mustache to school every day in the month of November. He loves My Little Pony and Lego and Lotta and Minecraft and drawing. Edit. Obligatory thanks for the gold. Edit. Whoa. Went to sleep and woke up to a lot of comments. Within me? My IUD. Man. It's amazing what a little piece of plastic, silicone, and hormones can do. A vintage and functional 8mm film projector. I have a framed set of all 7 original Apollo mission patches that were actually used within NASA. None went to space. Of course. Edit. http www.imgur.com i4uym5j JPEG. Well, my cat is licking that spot where his balls used to be. A fire truck. Seriously. It amazes me to think that I can drive something that within minutes can flow water to 3 separate hoses while also extending a 105-foot ladder. And I've been a fireman for coming up on 3 years. An original vintage 1959 Fender Stratocaster in its case. Leather-bound tomes of Nouvelles Ecclésiastiques from 1730s to the 1760s. Got them at a thrift store a while back. Let's just say it's a little magic box. Gnome. Surrounded by swag. Wearing Ray-Bans and a traffic cone. The seat Steve Carell is about to be interviewed in. Okay, so my phone doesn't unlock when it's dark, so yeah, anyway, the interview was awesome. He's super funny and you could see his improv experience kicking in whenever he had the chance to make a joke. I'm at the Santa Barbara Film Festival and he won the award for Performance of the Year for Foxcatcher. A one sheet with the synopsis for a full-length feature film that has never been made. Signed in gold pen. Given to me by the story's homeless creator. Seriously. Literally millions of dollars of technology all stored in a small room, including stuff yet to be released that for the life of me I don't understand why we have so soon when we can't sell it for months. I'm on a plane at 36,000 feet flying 450 kts, which is pretty amazing to think that just 2 relatively small jet engines can carry everyone and their luggage across the country without having to stop to refuel. A powerful gaming computer. A machine sits on my desk that is capable of rendering entire worlds. Starting only with small fluctuations and the magnetism of a metal tray. Calculating in real time every movement and decision of every object and actor. And through a mass of bleeps and bloops. Ones and zeros. This appears on the other end. http imgur. hdm7bw9. PNG. Edit. The screenshot is from MGSV. Ground zeros in case anyone is wondering. Edit. And here is what it looks like in motion. A 2.75 inches rocket warhead motor transport tube. I've never seen another one like it for sale anywhere. It's about 6 feet tall, 10 inches in diameter, and weighs roughly 70 pounds. I bought it from a guy at a gun show in PA for $20. and forced my friend to help me carry it through a crowd of probably 2,000 people. The looks we got made his face turn bright red. I'm eventually going to disassemble an old LCD clock and duct tape the guts to the side of the tube with a bunch of wires running inside. And have the world's most ominous alarm clock. Edit. Here, http. imgur. commie0cga. JPG is a picture to give you a better idea of how ominous my future alarm clock will be. Let's see. A 30-pound tabby cat sprawled out on the floor. Nope. My youngest child passed out in what looks like a contortionist's planking pose on top of my wife, who is also passed out on the love seat beside me. Nope. Aha, found it. A single sock. A white mid-calf sock. Folded ever so gently. Leaning partially up the wall. This sock was placed there by my crazy kitten, who takes them out of the hamper and puts them in random places around the house. Interesting. A wizard in a cage and that bastard is not going anywhere. A 3D printer hooked up to a print server. I can magically create actual physical objects from anywhere in the world. Note: if you don't like house fires, I recommend against printing stuff when nobody is at home. Close bracket. I've got magnetic putty, that's the F-king shit. My cat. She hates me. Yet I'm the keeper of the food. She's the very definition of keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Double quote. Well, about 20 musical instruments. I am currently playing in the orchestra for my school's play. Day 15. It's cold and dark under the stage. Dance numbers are heart attack inducing from the noise of people jumping on the stage. Wait. It's the fog again. No. A piece of barbed wire fence from Utah Beach in Normandy, France. Went there on a trip with my parents during college years, was always a big World War II buff. And it was an awesome trip. I just had to take a small piece of rusted barbed wire back with me. Close bracket. A vintage camel saddle. I live in the northeast US, don't ask why I have it, but I do. My litter of puggle puppies at my feet. Toss up. Jar containing a dead shark in formaldehyde. Or a fossilized whale vertebra. When I was growing up, my dad could find the damnedest things in random shops. My incense burner. It's shaped like a tree stump. About 16 inches tall. And has a wizard face, grey. Long beard. Dramatic eyebrows. A couple of stump branches that look like abbreviated arms. He's smiling and has disturbingly engaging eyes. Got it at Spencer Gifts in the mall. I don't burn incense, though. He's just a really cool sentient tree. I have a collection of the Doors records and memorabilia that include a bootleg record of a concert they did in Stockholm and a signed letter from the drummer and guitarist. Edit. The word guitarist. An REC Germany Olympics ribbon cut from a roll by an old Nassauth that I bought a Volkswagen from. Also a German gas mask canister with name and rank written inside of it. After some research, the closest I could find of a match was a field artillery guy who was buried early in the war in France. I do World War II reenactments. I feel I should point that out when having 20 items next to me on a shelf. After using Reddit for several years on this account, I have decided to ultimately delete all my comments. This is due to the fact that as a naive teenager, I have written too much which could be used in a negative way against me in real life. If anyone were to know my account, although it is a tough decision, I have decided that I will delete this old account's comments. I am sorry for any inconveniences caused by the deletion of the comments from this account. Well, my wife is lying next to me. And we just learned tonight that there's a little person growing inside of her. A cigarette ashtray which originates from a classy hotel in Bavaria. I have no idea how it got to a thrift store in Colorado. But I'm sure it's damn interesting. Actually, it's pretty damn cool. http imgur /54hkl Hyperion and Fall of Hyperion. 2 inches 1 book. by Dan Simmons. Gosh. I'm in my bedroom. And it's pretty small. I mean, I have my blank cassettes at arm's reach. Sony Metal SR. Maxell's Li. Maxell's Li-S, Maxell MX. Maxell MXS. Sony SII. Sony S5. Sony Metallic. Sony Feka. Sony Access. Sony Access. Sony Ux Pro. Sony Metal S. BASF CRMI. BASF Ferro Super LHI. BASF Chrome Maxima II. On and on for that. But then I have the machines that I use those tapes with. My 2 Sony TCK700S. My 2 TCK730S. My TCK950S. My TCK777. My TCK555ESR and my TCK555ESL. The 2 Akai GXC570D. The GXC760D. The iWirad F990. I mean, I'm on stimulation overload here. A 300-pound African American bodybuilder. Telling everyone about the other night when I pulled him out of a fight on his birthday. I'm half his size. Code cart with defibrillator paddles if you're into that sort of thing. There's also cookies. I can't decide. There's an elaborate letter opener that looks like a katana with dragons on the hilt I got at DragonCon a few years back. Also, a copy of The Joys of Gay Sex. I have some old glass insulators that I took off some decommissioned telephone poles in the middle of nowhere, Maine. From Google, http. .c. com.wp content uploads /2013/05/vintage aqua glass insulators. JPG. My university degree. It's a piece of paper. This piece of paper cost me a few tens of thousands of dollars to obtain. Among other things. It's worth significantly more to me. And to others. It has a polished wooden frame around it and a fancy gold stamp on it. It has pride of place on my wall next to my Sons of Anarchy canvas art. Some value it a lot. Some a little. But to me it represents commitment and something I can be. And am. Proud of. A blanket my high school crush gave me is next to me on the couch. I use it almost every night. 18 years later. Haven't talked to her since then. $1 million multiphoton laser scanning microscope. I'm currently looking at genetically engineered fluorescent cells move around inside a living mouse. It's super boring. A bread machine. I feel bad for not saying my baby. But he's asleep. So not that interesting currently. Melted sand from the Trinity nuclear bomb test. This may seem small compared to others' objects. But I have my old 10 years old Rubik Cube which I started playing with a couple of months ago and now I can solve it in less than 30 minutes. Great feat for me. I'm proud of it. Capital D. 2 9-month-old Senegals and a 17-year-old African Grey. I have some Romanian moonshine made by one of my friend's families. He brought it back with him when he visited his family in Romania 4 years ago. Probably my comics of the baddest black and neon Batman glasses my girlfriend got me for Christmas. 30 folders containing medical and history records of residents in the care home I am currently doing a night shift at. A poster from Blobfest. The annual celebration of the movie The Blob, Steve McQueen's first starring role. The Colonial Theatre in Phoenixville, PA, where the movie was made, holds an annual celebration of the flick. My Uncle George was the bartender. I know no one probably cares about books, but I have a first edition hardcover of Let the Right One In, which is a really rare book. But also my favorite possession. A little late to this party. But I have a piece of a parachute that was used by U.S. Pathfinders jumping into Holland during Operation Market Garden. Enough caustic flammable combustible materials to flatten a city block or 5. I'm on my smoke break within spitting distance of hundreds of gallons of acetone, methyl ethyl ketone, xylene, lacquer thinner, etc. Ask me how I shut down an entire city with 4-8 people. Massive box of old slides from dead grandpa. Slide viewer. Holiday slides. A taken apart lens from an old slide viewer which blew up when I plugged it in. I think I killed the PowerPoint. 2 of my friends and I combined our faces on Photoshop to see what it would look like. The result looks like a hardened criminal. And the picture is framed on my wall. My nightstand. It's 200 years old. Been in the family for 160 of those years. Pretty cool. I have an Edison cylinder player with a box full of cylinders. My uncle recently passed away and it turns out he left to me in the will. It's been in the family for quite a while. Too scared to even try to use it after watching that video of the guy breaking the priceless cylinder. I would have to say it's a tie between my 1950s typewriter, all original in amazing working condition with carrying case, paid $10 at an estate sale, previous owners inherited it and didn't know what it was. Lucky for me though. And perhaps my dogs. Well, yeah, it's totally my dogs. I can't cuddle a typewriter like I can cuddle them.